So I'm gonna try to work on the boat. Don't know what's wrong with it, but you got to do something. And it's basically running right, but I just get a little hesitation sometimes. If you give it too much throttle, it doesn't want to just get up and go, and then it'll sit there for a minute and then just decide to go and just go right up with the plane. In the yard, it sounds just as pretty as you want it to, but it's just out in the water. So I'm just going to tweak it a little bit and see what happens. Right now I'm taking off that fuel solenoid, and what it does is it puts fuel into the carburetors when you're starting it. That's all it does. It's supposed to just, in that momentary that you're starting it, sends fuel to the carburetors. Well, for whatever reason, the last one I had on there burned up. This one isn't acting right. It's like wanting to go all the time. Something's wrong, so I'm just not using it. So I have to use starting fluid every time, because it needs a little bit of something before the fuel pump kicks in. Just get it going. Once it gets one revolution, and that fuel pump starts working. So it's working now, and what I'm thinking is that bottom right carburetor, if I put my hand over any of the other carburetors, it'd choke out the motor. That bottom right one, I can put my hand on it and it doesn't choke it out. So I'm thinking something's just not perfect with it, whether or not it's not getting enough fuel or whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna take off the carburetor and adjust the float. That's all I can really think to do, and I'm gonna try to clean it out, spray it with some starting fluid. I would use carburetor cleaner, but I don't have any. I got starting fluid, it'll work. So there's just 4 bolts on each carburetor, so I'm gonna take those off. This is probably the hardest one to get off, but it came off. And then that bottom bowl has 4 screws. Just take that off, clean it a little bit, and then I'm going to try to adjust the float. You want it in there so it'll float when the fuel fills up. It'll stop letting fuel get in, and then as it consumes it, the float will go down and it will refuel. At least that's what I think the mechanics of it are. So I adjusted it a little bit, and I'm just going to take everything apart. There's not much to it, and just spray it, make sure there's no gunk in there. And I think last time I took it off, there's a little screw on the side, a little brass screw. I don't know what that thing is, but it looks like there's a little hole in it, so I did take that out this time and just sprayed it out, make sure it wasn't clogged up. So that's all I'm gonna do to it. I'll also change that fuel line. See, I had bought another tank, an external tank, because I didn't know if the problem was from my gas tank. So just to eliminate that, I bought another one. So I put the fuel line to the boat's internal gas tank back up initially when I started it the first time, because I just wanted to see. Some of that gas has been in there since when I bought it. The last owners had it, so I never even got all the gas out before the thing quit working. So got it all buttoned back up. Wash my hands. And of course it won't start. It sat too long. If it sits any amount of time, you got to spray it with starting fluid. And you can move the throttle forward if you press that button, and you want engaged propeller if you press that button in first, and that'll open up the butterflies in the carburetor, so I can spray the starting fluid in there. But it sounds good to me. I won't really know if it's running right till I bring it on the water. Honestly, it sounds about the same as it did. But I put my hand on the back of it, and it seems to choke out a little bit when I do that. gas on the back of my hand. So I'm gonna have to take it out in the water and check it out. It sounds good though. Wish me luck. Bye.